Hi, good day. Hi, Fiona. Hope you're doing well. I just sent my link out now. Some of the links to this live stream are going out. I want to see if we can get a couple of people in on the Saturday afternoon, but I just had to get something off my chest that I believe is quite important. I don't want people to waste their time and worry over nonsense. So I just need to do this. Just taking a break from the garden. Yeah, a lot of people will be out and about, so I don't expect many people to come into the live stream. But yeah, hopefully we can get a few people into the stream. Let's see what happens. Yeah, for some reason my phone is struggling to send the link out. I think the internet is quite slow. But welcome to the stream. Like I said, there's some people coming into the stream now. Like I said, I just have to get a couple of things off my chest. I'm going to be as calm as I can possibly be. When you spend time in intelligence, you come across incredible amounts of information from various sources, various people. Many of them seem really, really like they know what they're talking about. But in many cases, these people might have had a sterling track record. They might have come from the military. But what you need to do is you need to look at their consistency. You need to look at what they are talking about. Do they speak the same thing? Do they change their minds? Do they change what they say? Is it obvious or isn't it obvious? There's many things that you can look out for to see whether someone is actually, these links are still going out, whether someone is actually deceiving you or not. And with regards to an email that I received many emails with video links. I received many today, and many of them were from a specific YouTube channel that I've never seen before, which is called Dutchsons. And this channel has 532,000 subscribers, so a large following. And I use this as one example. You can apply this to many other examples. So I wanted to use this as an example to explain to you. And I put the link to this video in the community tab of this channel. This is open to the public, so anyone can watch this. I want as many people as possible to understand how you can be deceived. On this YouTube channel, what the person presenting this does, and it was put out 7 hours ago, is this person takes a presentation from someone else from the 80s, and then they superimpose things over that, which are their own slides and ideas. So the presentation runs as someone speaking. That person presenting in the 80s does not have slides or anything like that. The person on the YouTube channel is inserting slides. The person presenting is also inferring things, many things, because he has zero evidence for any of what he speaks of. So he's regurgitating information, he's reading it off. Okay. And for some reason, everyone now believes that because of this, it is true. And this is why I tell people, don't even trust a word I say. Okay. Don't. You need to go and do your own research. When I speak to you about direct energy weapons, I'm going to tell you what I know about them, what my father told me about them, what he told me about his development of direct energy weapons, specifically with regards to MASES, which is microwave amplified stimulation emission of radiation. And you will see this person in this video. Like I said, the link is in the community tab. The heading of this video is Secret Super Weapons That Drive Disarmament Negotiations, Lieutenant Colonel Thomas Bearden. Now, I can tell you that Thomas Bearden, just by the way he speaks, if any psychologist has to analyze what he is saying, you can see he's a pathological liar. He's not just a pathological liar, he's just taking a whole lot of information and bundling it together. during his presentation, and I haven't wasted more than 50 minutes up until now. I responded to the person in the video saying that I haven't seen so much drivel in a long time, and that was 20 minutes in. But carrying on with the video, seeing what people are seeing out there and why they ask me certain questions, I can see by this Tinfoil Hat Supreme YouTube site that this guy is living conspiracy theories, not real facts, because none of this presentation is based in fact. The people discuss things here, like, for instance, sending out a frequency in a direction. Now, if you send out a frequency in any direction, doesn't matter what frequency it is, when it hits a surface, it'll bounce off that surface if it's smooth at 90 degrees, or depending on, no, sorry, if it's at a 45-degree angle, it'll bounce off at another 45-degree angle, which means it'll be 90 degrees. If you increase that angle, then the angle of bounce will increase as well. So this is normal science. What he's telling you is that the Soviets developed weaponry, and he has zero evidence for this. He actually says that, okay? That if you strike a surface at an angle, that receptor can mirror that signal back 180 degrees out of phase in the same direction it came from. This does not exist on a global scale. In other words, a scale where you can do this and receive a signal from halfway around the earth and send it back exactly to the place where it came from at the same strength and 180 degrees out of phase. In other words, it's inverted on itself. It is utter rubbish. It's rubbish. And there's no freaking person on this planet that'll provide me any evidence of that existing. I know, because science that we have in this realm does not allow it. Okay? The science we have in this realm does not allow that. So there's so many things that this person says, and I'm just speaking about this specifically because this is an example. I've had many others in the past. He covers diseases. He covers the American embassy in Russia, where the people were targeted, and he covers it in different ways. None of them are the same, and yet people think that, oh, this guy knows exactly what he's talking about. In fact, the American embassy, in two of the ways that he covers it, he gives different reasons for the people getting sick. This is the best part. If you listen to this whole thing, like I said, I've only gone up to 50 minutes now. If you actually have to listen to what he has to say, you will see him contradicting himself on numerous occasions. Numerous occasions. It's as if he doesn't understand the technology that he is speaking of. So he's just quoting things over and over and over. And you have to ask yourself, who gave him a script to come up with this? This guy's not a superhero. He is creating absolute mental havoc because he's achieved nothing except create a bunch of people that think something has happened that didn't happen. That didn't happen. Not by the means or ways that he speaks of. He speaks of the Chernobyl nuclear reactor failure. I knew people that worked there. I knew one of the power station managers that worked there. The guy gave me training. I know what happened at Chernobyl. I've been told by someone that was there what happened. It was not some freaking impulse wave that caused this. There's inserts in this video from things totally unrelated. They talk about a core that came from South America as if it was a core of a nuclear weapon that had to be split on a boat or it could explode at any time. It's utter tripe. It's rubbish. So they say that the core was transported in one single container. All of a sudden it gets to the harbor and now it gets put on two different boats. How did they split this container into two all of a sudden? So that it can't become unstable and suddenly explode and the whole world would know about it. I absolutely hate the fact that things like this exist. And yet, these people have freedom of speech. So I believe in that. People can speak whatever claptrap they want. But then I want the right to say how I feel about what they are saying. And these people are talking rubbish. In between what this person discusses, you would normally, in videos like a David Icke video, get 90% truth and 10% utter rubbish. Yeah, you get 10% truth and 90% utter rubbish. I've never seen this much crap uh, put together in one place in my life before. And I'm utterly shocked by it. And that people consume this kind of rubbish is really concerning for me. So please go to the community tab on my channel. I've given you a link to the video. It's a pity that you should watch something like that. But if you want this as an experience for yourself based on other things that you've also watched, to test yourself and see, can I actually watch this with a semblance of truth? Do I have the knowledge? And if you don't see it for truth because some person that was a general or whatever says something. Because I can tell you from my, not just my perspective, my utter beliefs, that this guy is talking utter crap. I've never seen so much crap in my life. I haven't seen him provide one iota of evidence, and he actually says that there is none, that it was either covered up or this or that. It sounds like another Tesla flippin' twak story. And I'm so sick and tired of it. The world has got enough rubbish going around at this stage that for things like this to come around and confuse people even further. I don't want to say that you should go and watch this video. I mean, it's literally an hour and 27 minutes and 51 seconds. This person believes and feels important that this document was sent to him exclusively. Does it sound familiar? From the QAnon movement, where they say, I am giving you exclusive emails. I'm giving you exclusive information to your email address to make people feel special, to make them think that what they are getting is unique. Now, it might be unique. It doesn't mean that it's true. And that's why, once again, I say, don't trust what I tell you. Go and do your own research. And I want to give you my perspective. Maybe go and watch this video. See what this person sounds like. And what you would have thought if you had watched this without my input. Maybe you wouldn't have listened to the fact that he described the same thing in 3 different ways, with 3 different technologies. Does he even know he's talking that much crap? I'm not sure if this script was given to him and people asked him to read it out so that people would just believe this nonsense. I don't know why people would be confused in this way. But this is massive subversion on a grand scale. And, this guy that put out this video now, he talks here about he even has harp rings in the video, but calls them radar pulses. So this guy is saying what this other guy is referring to. It's the same as Adrian Snyman saying, but Sina van Rensburg actually meant XYZ, when Sina isn't there to say what he actually meant or believed. So you are getting 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th-hand information through a video like this. And this is hugely problematic because, firstly, the guy that put the video out, he's not the originator of the content. The person relating it to you, the presenter, is not the originator of the content. He's relaying information that he got from someone else to the people in the end. That makes it, even in a court of law, as tinfoil hat as it gets. And, it's a pity because people need to understand that direct energy weapons exist, but they can't bend around the freaking planet, man. Because they are direct energy, it's very concentrated in a straight freaking line. And it cannot come from a satellite. We don't have satellites with enough energy to generate such a laser or to generate such a maser or combination of the two. We just don't have the power the energy in the satellite. We don't have a freaking cable supplying the thing. Things like this really annoy me. And there's very few aeroplanes that can actually generate the amount of power to have an effective weapon to cause massive earthquakes. You can fly the freaking plane into the ground. It's not going to create an earthquake. Now you want to tell me, but there's a weapon on the plane. The plane flying can generate enough energy to get this weapon to create a massive earthquake. Absolute rubbish. It's nonsense. It's not true. It's frustrating that this exists at all. It's really frustrating. The other thing that I want to talk to you about, so you can go and watch this video if you want to see Claptrap in action. And last night, I put out something for the channel members. So those of you that have the 00 Days tag next to your name, you will see that I put out something in the community tab. I also made a video for the channel members. Go and watch that video. The last link that I put in the community tab before the one of this video now, I said this should give you an idea of how our government reports to global financial institutions, just like you have to explain your assets when applying for loans. This is our latest report, and I then give a link to the latest report. Go and scroll down that report right down to the bottom, and you will see how our government literally has to report on us, the assets of the country, as a status form to the Securities Exchange in the global central banking system. It speaks about our political parties. It speaks about Jacob Zuma in there, the trials. It speaks about Eskom. Anything about our country is laid bare to the Securities Exchange. And this is not the fake documents talking about Steenhuisen and freaking Malema and Cyril Ramaphosa having positions in this, our government as a corporation. It's twak. These documents you are looking at is the real deal. And I've decided to share it with you so that this nonsense can stop, because I'm really sick and tired of the fakery, the fake documents, the fake signatures, the fake everything, because they are everywhere. And I don't know how to deal with it except to give you the real deal. So that's what I've done. You can go and look at the real reports. I know people that actually write these reports from their banks to the Reserve Bank, that is then given to the Securities Exchange. And from New York, the entire central banking system is controlled across the globe. And the main power there is the central bank of the Queen, which is what the Rothschilds had to establish first to be able to use Britain to literally go out and conquer the world. And we know how that worked out. South Africa was a big part of that situation. And it's important information for you. It's going to be shocking to some people. Don't think that you've seen this unless you've seen this actual document. Anything else that you might have seen is probably doctored, concocted, is rubbish. Okay, this is the real deal. So you're going to the SEC's, the Security Exchange's website. These things have never been secret to the public. The government has never withheld it from anyone. In fact, they may not. Okay, so it's supposed to be public knowledge. It's available, but you don't know about it because you're not told where to go and look. So it's up to people to tell you. It'll tell you there, if you look through the documents, that the central banks are private entities, that it's not beholden to us, the government, or anything. They can do what they want. So why is our government beholden to it? Why do they have to tell us how many notes they will print by 2032 or 2052? Why are those agreements already set? Now, I've told you already about this throughout the history of the Rothschild family in the Moments in Time series of videos. So if you are new to this channel, please go and watch the Moments in Time series of videos, as well as the Question Everything series of videos, to understand what this channel is about, why we almost have 40,000 subscribers, and why we've grown to this point when I put out things that people don't like. I mean, this is not a channel where things are being put out that is fun to look at. And I'm sorry for that. I am here to give you information, and you can use it any way you want. I give you the opportunity to do with it what you want. I give you the opportunity to totally disagree with me, not believe in what I have to say, and you can go and create your own platforms where you can promote whatever you want. I absolutely believe in freedom for you to be able to speak what you think. Um, on this platform, on this YouTube channel, I'm going to focus on what I know, what I've experienced, what I've seen with my own eyes, how I've seen that the top four families in the country, the Oppenheimer family, the Rupert family, how they control our government, like completely. I mean, not slightly, completely. I saw Margaret Thatcher sit next to them and tell them how the 1994 transition was going to take place. She didn't speak to F.W. de Klerk. I know some of you have heard this before, but I was there. I stood there and listened to the conversation. I was 19 years old at the time, but it left a legacy in my mind. Knowing that what my father said when he said that these people, he called them die mense in die leunstoel. Dis die mense wat jy moet kry. You need to focus on the people that's sitting back there and just control the governments of the world. And I saw firsthand there how Margaret Thatcher, who was the head of England at the time, I'm not talking about the Queen, Margaret Thatcher probably thought she was in charge, but her giving instructions to those two men, Anton Rupert and Harry Oppenheimer, and both of them have passed on since, and they've handed over to their sons. And the influence of those families, as well as the Becker and the Visser family in the country, should be apparent once you understand how this banking system works. And without understanding the banking system, you won't understand the solution and why we have to become as independent of government and large corporations as we can, and why our children are the target. Understanding why they are the target. And YouTube channels like this Dutch Sins, is there for one simple reason: to create mass confusion, because most people don't have the scientific knowledge the way I do to understand that this guy's talking crap. They don't have that knowledge. They don't have a sound knowledge of sound, frequency, etc., radar, and many other things, nuclear, which I have an in-depth knowledge on all of those subjects. So when I listen to him, I can dig out the rubbish. And I'm not saying people can't be made sick in an embassy, but the mechanism is not what he's describing. It's much simpler than that. So it's really annoying. It is frustrating. It is something that we need to overcome. So all I want to do is give you my perspective on this absolute claptrap that's being put out there. And, to see a video where there's that much rubbish is really sad. At least David Icke, for most of what he says, he speaks some semblance of truth. That helps. It's that 10% that really annoys me, where he's totally wrong, and it just nullifies everything else that he says. And that's why it's so important to me to try and stick to absolute facts, things that I know about. I don't like to give my opinion on things for that reason. It's best to stick to what we know we can do, influence, and that is what you can do in your own life, what you can do in your family's life, then in your community, and then for the country. And we have to focus on that. Don't get distracted, but understand that there's a global enemy. The global enemy will create content like this. I mean, when this video was sent to this poor guy, he probably thought he hit the jackpot. If you read his description underneath, he absolutely thought he had hit the jackpot. He doesn't even know that this is a load of rubbish. And I actually put a comment there where I said that, I've never seen so much rubbish in my life. And then later I decided, after an hour, I hope he had read it. Because he went and loved all the other comments. I just deleted it because I don't even want my name there. So if you have any questions for me, how many of you have actually watched this video or seen a link of it? Maybe I can just give you a link to it right now in the comments. But don't forget to go and look at the last link I gave you for the Securities Exchange. our South African reporting, you can go and look at the previous year's reporting as well. And we have to answer to this global central banking system. It's disgusting. That is why we are considered literally financial collateral for these central banks and for the Rothschilds. I mean, we are seen when we are born and we get our ID number, a certain amount of money is printed in lieu of our labor, what labor we will perform in our lifetime. And our country has to report every year on its assets. It has to tell you how many people are in the country, how it's grown, what groups they are, how much they contribute to the economy. They have to report all of that because we are an asset that the country has to brag with to the Securities Exchange so that they can get notes. That's a twak story. But now, what happened to Abraham Lincoln? What happened to John F. Kennedy? What happened to Verwoerd? When they said, we're just going to print our own money. We're not going to give a stuff about the Reserve Bank. They were killed very quickly. So, yeah, think about that. We have about 170 people that came into the stream. If any of you have any questions, let me know. Yeah, please go and watch us from the start. I'm not going to carry on much further. I just had to bring this through to you, and I want to thank the person that sent me the link to this. Remember, the people that send me links, they want me to look at it. It doesn't mean that they agree with it or anything like that. So thank you. This was definitely something very important for me to see. I normally get a feeling. Desmond, just look at this. Because most things I don't even bother looking at. And I'm glad that I did. I said in the email it was 20 minutes of wasted time in my life, which is true. But the value that it can bring now by me doing this live stream and putting out the link to you, hopefully will mean something for the future. So don't stop sending me things. If you have questions, just send it through. If I have the time, I will have a look. And this looks extremely believable. And I wouldn't have covered this with you if it didn't look believable. The way the person's presenting it, he sounds very sure of himself. And so does anyone. I mean, if you listen to Neil de Beer, I don't know if he can believe all the crap he speaks. But the person sounds confident. It sounds like they know what they're doing. And I'm diametrically opposed to what the person wants to do because he wants to freaking put drones all over the place, put cameras all over the place to make people secure. And some people might believe that that is the best thing to do. I don't agree with you. It's taking away our freedom. It's implementing a new world order. And I know Neil de Beer says I'm talking cack when I say there is a new world order. He doesn't believe there is such a thing because he is it. So why would he? And he did such a crap job of doing it properly that Michael Louis had to go into the public space. And then Herzog has to come after that to clean up Michael Louis' stuff up. And, these overseas funders are going to have a huge impact in who says what in the country. Look now, the fact that Parliament has applied for 6 months to extend the new electoral bill. Now, this new bill is a complete farce. The finding in the Concord was not a farce. That was significant. What the Parliament has done with that ruling is a farce. And I said it from the beginning when that Concord ruling came out. I said they were just going to ask for extensions. They're not going to do it. Which politician is going to sign his death warrant? These people aren't going to do it. They will just leave it until they are out of office. So who's going to do anything to them in any case? Are you going to send Parliament to jail because they're not implementing this? So this is the predicament we find ourselves in the country, is that our constitution is flawed. I'm not anti-constitution. I'm against the flaws in the constitution. We have to fix it. We need a different electoral system. We need a direct election system. And someone asked me earlier today, is Musi Memani on the right path with regards to what he's talking with regards to direct elections? He jumped on that bandwagon after we started the hashtag direct elections campaign. And there's still over 32,000 people on that Facebook group. Unfortunately, it was thought that very quickly it grew to that within a week, which means there was massive interest and Facebook just shut it down. And since then, I've just been posting links there so that the people that are interested can see what is happening. But there's one thing I need to make clear. And this is once again subversion, just like this video. When people say direct elections, if they don't want to do it completely, it's a subversion. As long as you keep the party system, you've achieved nothing. And that is what Parliament wants to recommend now. In fact, with the bill they were presenting, the ANC would have more power as the ruling party than ever before. So it was very cleverly manipulated. And now you're sitting with Chief Justice Raymond Zondo. It's not Mogoeng anymore. So the New World Order have their puppet stooge there already. He's sitting there in the Concord. He will hand Cyril Ramaphosa a state of emergency whenever he wants to. Mogoeng refused them a sitting off the bench of the Concord to even entertain a state of emergency. That's why they had to go with a state of disaster. Don't forget this. Cyril wanted a state of emergency, asked for it, didn't get it. Now he has his puppet there. So the puppet will do the work. It's tickets. And Reino de Beer has already proven that not just the High Court, but the Supreme Court of Appeal, as well as the Concord, is useless right now to the South African people. So what is not stated in these SEC papers that you will see in the links I've provided to you is that the people are the highest power in the country. They stated that the Concord is the highest power in the country and the Bill of Rights. Okay? What they should say is that we are the highest power in the country because we go to elections. And in that moment, when you make your mark, and a lot of people will feel that in the current system, making a mark is pointless. Okay? And I have sympathy with that. But in the elections, if you can make a mark next to a movement that is trying to change the system and the constitution, because the constitution allows change, it needs 75% of the people in parliament to agree, and we can change the constitution, change the electoral system, change the judiciary, change everything, the schooling system. So many things that we need to change, and we have to do it. We can't not do it. It is very important that we do this. So those of you that have come into this live stream new, we have about 190 people watching, so a lot of you have come in late. Please, you don't care about the debt, Derek. That's a very good question. Derek says, how will we get rid of all the debt? Will new governance system not be held responsible for all the country's debt by outside powers? I'm asking for those who don't know. Derek, that's why it's important to become a superpower first. No one is going to even talk to you about that debt. If you look at the interest rate, so they are that's massive interest rates that you're charging a country over so many years. I mean, you are double, triple paying that money back. So they can try and get it. That's literally what it's going to boil down to. To be able to do that, you need a strong, resilient citizenry. If we aren't self-reliant, international powers can do to us what they want. And one thing that rings true today and is close to what they are insinuating in the video is that the fact that countries have nuclear weapons, that means nothing today. I mean, Putin has a nuclear missile that can fly circles around what HARP was trying to do originally, or testing. Because HARP is just a testing station for university kids today. That's all it is. I put out a video link so you can see that for yourself. There is no military, nothing at HARP. They don't have the freaking energy to make HARP do anything. Anyone that believes that is stupid scientifically, is dumb. Scientifically dumb and stupid. So educate yourself so that you're not dumb and stupid. When I came into the world, I was dumb. But then I learned things. I deliberately read a lot. I made effort so that I could raise my intellect. I would advise every one of you to do the same thing. I've done many dumb things in my life. I often still do dumb things. But then I try and rectify it. We need to not be dumb. Try and do better. Put in the effort. Study. Learn. And then you can make better decisions. Okay. And then you will find out that you can't freaking hit a wave at an angle and return it at that same angle. We don't have anything that can do that on a large scale. It's not possible. Okay. Leonie van Dijk, she says she's struggling to become a member. Leonie, make sure that your card is registered at your bank to do internet transactions. Some people's cards aren't registered to do that. Um, you know, we have not managed to break through the 1,000 member barrier. We get to just under 1,000 members. Well, at about 1,000 members, and then we're hanging there. We haven't broken through that. It'll be great if we can have more members. There's a lot more that I'll be able to do if that was possible. So we need more growth. So if you can join as a member, it'll really be great. I cannot handle that manually. YouTube handles that and they do it really well. You can stop your membership at any time just by going into membership and following the prompts. You can stop your membership anytime, and when you stop it, they will even refund you. So they're very good at doing that administratively. I do not handle the administration. They get a 30% fee from that membership, and then the South African government gets 15% VAT. So 45% of that fee, that $59.99, goes towards YouTube and government, and then the rest comes towards me. It's around 40,000 rand a month before tax. So at the end of the day, it's not that much, but it's made it possible for me to do what I'm doing now and improve things, run more channels, get more content. You actually have to pay for music that you have to put on in the background of a video, for instance. You have to pay a royalty on videos that I'm, for instance, putting out on Human Experiment. A lot of those videos you can't just put out there. I have to pay for royalties to do that. But what it does is I can give my focus of things I want people to see on there when there's so much else out there. And I can do it in 3 different formats. Interviews with people around the world, Double Days, which is focused on South Africa, and then Human Experiment, where you will get every bit of information that I want you to have. And in the comments in those videos, there are silent clues there. People, please watch those videos, read the description underneath that video, and read between the lines. Those of you that are members, I'm giving you clues in those videos all the time. There's a deliberate reason why I started that channel, and hopefully more and more people will watch that. There's no link back from that to Double O Days, so the people here know that I'm involved in the channel. It's a team effort, and hopefully we can grow it to something really big in future. There's too much rubbish out there, and we hope that we can give our perspective to a broader audience around the world. That's really important at this stage. There, Derek says it's self-reliance. They cannot touch you. No one can. Nobody can touch you if you are self-reliant. It's that simple. And the world powers know this. They absolutely know this. Penny, I hope you understand how to become a member. So please, if you can, become a member on the channel. You can go and watch all the previous content, and there's very important videos in the member section that you need to go and watch. I made a member-specific video last night, very important, because that information that I've given you will be life-changing. Don't burden yourself with it now if you don't feel emotionally ready. It's not anything new. I've spoken about it over and over. I'm just giving you the concrete evidence for you to go and read yourself. And so this is nothing new. Like I said, the banks in South Africa report to the Central Bank of South Africa all the time, South African Reserve Bank. It is not a government-owned bank at all. It's private. Think about that. And that controls all our banks, which controls all your debt. In other words, our banks don't have money to lend to you. They are charging you interest for something they don't have. It's absolutely criminal what is taking place. But thanks so much for joining. I would like to grow the membership past that 1,000 member point, go past that, even get to 2,000 members if we can. We'll be able to do so much more on the channel and on the other channels, because from this membership, I have funded the time and effort that I'm putting into the other channel and the costs that go with it. I'm trying to give you better quality streams. I mean, like I said, this little camera that I'm using now, it cost a fortune. It was like 2,700 Rand for a PC camera. I got myself a better laptop so the streams don't get stuck. It wasn't cheap. It was, how much was it? I'm just using it for YouTube. I'm using it for nothing else. Thanks, Audrey. Um, this laptop, I think, with the extra space to keep the videos on, so I can still stream to you when I'm touring. I think it was 12,000 rand. So the money is being put to good use. We have to build this, and by the end of this year, we need to be in a completely different place. We need to be in a place where a lot more people, not just in South Africa but around the world, understand what is happening the way we understand what is happening, because they are also being subverted left, right, and center. So from South Africa, we can make a big difference, really. And there's very exciting things that will happen throughout this year. And I really can't wait for that. And the plan that we're putting forward, we want the entire country to know by the end of the year exactly what that is. And everyone needs to know who and what is involved. So, yeah, that's been absolutely stunning to be a part of this process. And what we are doing is working. That's another thing people need to know. Our government is taking notice of what you people are doing, what you are saying. So you're making a huge difference. The membership on this channel and the information that I'm giving them is permeating throughout society. That is the critical mass that we need to absolutely make a huge difference. And it is making a difference. We can see it. For instance, with the health bill now, let me tell you something. They are popping washers, not because of a court case. And remember, the court case bungle was their arguments in court. Their arguments in court was absolutely pathetic. When what's before the court is the duration of the public participation, and I've told people, please go and make use of Dear SA and send that single comment through. Otherwise, actually go and mail anyone, your local councillor, your local MP. You can mail the Minister of Health directly. Do that. Make your feelings known and say what you're going to do if they come up with this nonsense. Tell them what you're going to do to them, because that makes a big difference. That's very direct. The government hides behind courts. Okay? If you don't go to court to prove a point with regards to the legal system, you're wasting people's time. And when you argue in court, you need to make sure that your argument is in line with the case you brought before the court. And this is what infuriated me in the first place, is that these people were arguing the bill. They weren't arguing what they brought before the court. And I mean, for the legal counsel of government to say that these people are completely out of line, all we have to go and prove is that the government took too short to engage with the public. That's all that's before the court. And that's absolutely true. So these people bungled it. I can't believe that. I mean, I've met Advocate Sabello. I have respect for him. I've been in discussions with him over long periods of time. I don't know what his arguments in court was. I was reading what some of the other people were saying. So I wasn't speaking specifically about his statements. But what some of the people in the article were arguing before the court is flawed. I think the ACDP was involved and some other people I'm not familiar with. And the arguments was utter rubbish, because you can't have a time frame before the court and then argue what's in the bill. The two has nothing to do with each other. So that to me is complete subversion. It's a sideline, and something's terribly wrong there. And Advocate Sabello should try and find out what the heck is going on, because I would be embarrassed if I was him to be even involved with those people. So any other comments before I close down? Any questions? Yeah, I just had to come on today. I'll probably come on Monday too, for the members of the channel. So Monday, I think I'll have a membership discussion Monday evening. So you can look forward to that. Someone asked for it on Thursday, and I'm going to give it to you. Thursday evening's live stream was very important. So please go and watch that when you become a member. Also go and watch Exiting the Rabbit Hole. This is a very important presentation I gave on Zoom, where lots of people attend that presentation. There's 3 or 4 presentations that you can go and watch. If you become a member, it's all there for you to watch, all that content. Okay. You can be a member for a month and watch everything if you want to. Thanks a lot for coming on, everyone. So have a nice day. Let me go spend some time with my family. And my kids, I think I must take them to a park to go and throw some discus and javelin or something, or shot put. Maybe I should throw a couple. I just hope I don't break my shoulders along the way. And then I need to do some more work here in the garage studio, makeshift studio area. There's so much that you have to do, and it's so difficult to get to everything. And yes, I will be interviewed Monday morning on Cape Talk with what's his name, the presenter. But in any case, they contacted me on Friday. I saw an email from the producer of the specific show. They want me to talk about the possibility of blackouts and load shedding. They wanted a real expert to explain that to the people of Cape Town. So you can tune in for that. It'll be 9:20. But I'll give you the details in the members section of the community tab. We now have a community tab as well on Human Experiment. If you have not joined Human Experiment, go and join it. I've put links on the Telegram group. The Telegram group is growing. I've put Telegram on the PC, so I can literally now on the computer communicate with you. It's much easier while I'm busy with my meetings, and I have 5 to 6 meetings every single day. It's hectic. It's not been easy to do all of this work and focus on sorting out issues within Eskom. So, yeah, you can listen to that interview. I don't know if they're going to throw someone else into the mix. I feel sorry for them if that is the case. So, yeah, thanks a lot for joining me. Have a great weekend further. So, please go to the community tab, go and look at the information I've put out there. The reason why I've given the links to members is because they have the background and the information to understand what they're dealing with. So it doesn't just become another thing that you just share. Not just go and share it out there. There's no point in someone else seeing it and they don't understand context. If you haven't been through my Moments in Time videos, you shouldn't be looking at that, because I can't see how you're going to make heads or tail of what's going on there. It's a serious thing to understand. Okay. Shan says, Des, have you seen the latest on Dear South Africa regarding ICASA biometric to SIM? No, I've not looked at it, but obviously I'm aware of that. Yeah, Kivit. What's his name? I forgot now. But in any case. So you will also see the driver's licenses. They will try and incorporate it into smart IDs. It's all going towards the 2020 digital ID, where your ID book will literally be everything. It'll be your health pass, your COVID pass. It'll be the whole bang shoot. So it's really frustrating that we have to live with things like that. But please share this video. This is open to the public. This wasn't just for members. So share this video far and wide. And thank you for the members that have continued supporting us. But we need to break through that 1,000 members now and really go beyond that. There's so much that we need to do. And you are restricted with what the people see in their minds is possible. Absolutely. And the more we do, the more is possible. And members makes it possible for me to do that. That 55% income of that 59.99, that 40,000 rand a month, okay, after tax, it's around 30 odd. It makes a difference. It makes it possible for me to invest in things that can grow this channel to something substantial. And who knows? I thought 40,000 will be the limit. These other channels, Ground Zero and Human Experiment, needs to grow to huge channels. And as I do those important interviews, I believe they will, so that we can get the same information to people out there in the world. And I've seen some good channels out there, and I will bring that information to you. I want you to have the good information. And Human Experiment will fill that void. That void was there from the beginning. And I can't get distracted with that as Double Days. So it's not just me involved in that channel. And yeah, it's going to be a privilege to bring it to the people of the world. and that channel is growing really fast. Please go and watch all the videos. Every single video there is important. The last video I put out was on people surfing massive waves. Now, when I put out a video on people surfing massive waves, don't think that you are just watching people falling off a wave. Read between the lines. Okay. So the people that are on double O days that also on human experiment should have a different understanding of what I'm putting out there. Also read what I say in the description. People, I'm going to give you everything you need. All the info is out there in the world. People just need to know where to find it. So I'm going to give it to you on that channel. Okay. So please go and subscribe to Human Experiment. And Billy, if people understand, just my subscription to Zoom every month so that I can have meetings with people to discuss things is over $700 a month. That's one thing. That's Zoom. The internet line to be able to do a proper live stream is 1,200 rand a month. So that's already 2,000 rand. Yeah, I don't think people think of that. If you have to look at all the other equipment that I use, and I try and get the best that I can get. I mean, this laptop. I had to get a laptop that's got the fastest internet connection because I realized that the other laptop's internet connection wasn't fast enough, even although my line speed was fast. So that was causing problems, especially during load shedding. So since I've used this, it's been a lot better. But yeah, now I need to get a program that I can do quick editing on this laptop that works with Windows 11. And I haven't been successful yet. It's a huge frustration. So I literally have a station next to me here. You can have a look. There's a station there where I do, and you will see a curve there. I've been watching what's happening to XRP over the last bit. And it's fascinating to see what's happening in the crypto space. And when you follow XRP, you will see that that will tell you what's happening in the reserve bank system, because the reserve banks use XRP to transfer their funds from country to country. So when things happen in XRP, like now, XRP is diverging from Bitcoin, which tells you that when Bitcoin was going up slightly, XRP was still on a downward trend. It tells you that there's concerns with regards to reserve banks and money being printed and many other things. It becomes quite complicated, but I am keeping an eye on it. So I have a place here where I do my quick videos. I record my double O days videos from here. I have another laptop station over there, and then I need proper sound to actually listen to the recordings. Because when I make international level recordings, it needs to be good enough. Yeah, it's a lot to think about. It's endless, in fact. Yeah, it's not cool speakers, Edrich. They're really stunning speakers. Martins, they are 10 inches. They're 15,000 Rand each. And they don't have a built-in amp. So there you'll see no amp in the back. You have to plug in 4 square mil cable to get a proper signal. I use a QSC amp. You can see it over there. This one here. It's a QSC PLX 3002 to drive them. Stunning sound quality, and much better than any home theater system. And I mean, you can pay a fortune for home theater systems at the end of the day. But I use these 2 speakers for my double O days meetings to talk to the people. They're easy to transport in the back of the car. Our last trips, just to give you an idea, to the Eastern Cape, to the Garden Route, and to Gauteng and back was just over 20,000 Rand. And most of that I paid out of our pocket. I think about 14,000 Rand of that came out of our own pocket, because the fund for the Freedom SA events was depleted. And what I did is I took that account details. The account is still there, but I took the account details off double O days, because in future, if I'm at an event, I'll be there because I want to be there. The people need to now on their own build up what they want to do at these events. And there's an event the 28th. The 28th of May on the Garden Route. Even if you can travel from Cape Town to go there and be a part of that event. So the Telegram group link is in the description below each and every one of my videos. Go to the Telegram group, become a part of the group. The group has quite a number of people on there already. 3,400 and something. Let me see. 3,469 people on the group. It's actually a channel. But the channel has the ability to chat. So you can actually say something on there. You won't be able to post links or anything like that. I don't want it to become a mess. So whatever is posted on there, you can speak to it, ask questions, and I will respond when I can. So that makes it a lot better. Hi, Anke. Welcome. Please go and look at the other Double O Days membership videos that I've put out. This live stream I've put in the important live stream category. There were many other important live streams I've put out to the public. They are all public videos. So no one can say that I've hidden anything from anyone. The information that I give to the members is information that they will understand based on the discussions I've had with them. And a lot of people will say, no, just make everything public. It doesn't work like that. I wasn't ready to hear everything or understand everything without people helping me to understand what I'm looking at. Yeah. So Thursday evenings, every Thursday evening, we chat at 8 o'clock, and it's about 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours. We get carried away sometimes. I wanted this to be half an hour, and we almost had an hour now. So thanks all for coming on. I'm smelling smoke coming from next door again. So I don't know if they're trying to make a fire in the garage next door or what the story is. We're not fortunate enough to live in our own separate plot. As we've been moving around the country, we've had to move around on, well, almost daily during the tour. And we settled in a place now that has 6 exit routes from where we are. We're still in the metro, but right on the edge. We have excellent water reservoirs next to us. It's diesel backed. I looked at many things for security of my family, and I've walked the entire area flat to look at all the things that we need to know. What do you need to know about your area? You need to know about the water supply first. The next thing you know about is the electricity supply. So energy. Okay, you need to know where everything is with regards to electricity supply. The next thing you need to know is where all the sewage goes. And the last thing you need to know is the rainwater removal system. People in KZN will understand intricately what I mean by that today. When I tell people things, it's not because I think it's nice. It's because I know what I'm talking about. The things I discuss, I'm an expert in. People sometimes ask me to go into things that I'm not an expert in. The first thing I'll tell you is I'm not an expert in this, and I prefer not to divulge any further info. But when it comes to that, I know what I'm talking about. And KwaZulu-Natal will understand why we taught the people there what we taught them. We're about over 100 people in training sessions across KZN. And those people will understand that they've benefited from that during the things that they've been through. And there's a lot more that needs to take place, but in good time, at the right time, when the people are ready. Edrich, thanks for that. I enjoy the Thursday evenings. Yeah, Darwin, I don't know what's going on. I hope they can hear me. But yeah, every new member is really awesome. The membership has been fluctuating just under 1,000. We need to get it past that, so that I can just do so much more. There's a lot more that needs to be done to get information out there. I need to be able to dedicate more time to creation of content. The programs that I use to edit, it takes time. So I have a quick edit program and I have a longer edit program. The longer edit program, you can put overlays in there. You can do anything you want, but it takes a lot more time to actually process things. And this laptop I've got now, Where before it would take me an hour to process a video, now it's literally 5 minutes. It makes a huge difference to what I can put out there. Yeah, smoking hot, yeah, Paolo, absolutely. More almost like literally. No, it wasn't in here, Billy. It was next door. But I mean, I don't know where it came through the roof or something. It was very bad, eh? I was in serious trouble. I'm starting to get into trouble right now. So I really don't know what's going on. So yeah, Heinrich, I wanted to address that video. I think it's very important. This is as tinfoil hattish as it gets, and it's really sad actually. Because the person that I've discussed to my members the real threats that are out there, and they're very real. Frequencies can be used as weapons. Is being used as weapons, but not the way he describes. The things he talks about is nonsense. It's utter flippin' rubbish, and it's frustrating because it's much simpler than he's making it out to be. We can't create earthquakes on a massive scale. We can't control the weather from one side of the planet to the other side of the planet. We cannot do that. We don't have satellites that can do it. We don't have planes that can do it. The closest we can come to influencing weather in any way is stopping it with wind turbines, because we're taking energy out of the sky, and seeding rain clouds, which we've been doing since a plane could fly and drop dry ice on clouds. It's not a freaking new thing. People that are surprised by this just didn't know that it existed. There's nothing sinister or weird about it. It's been used since forever. It's not new. Okay. So people that think it's new, it's not. And when it's pissing down with rain, hosing down with rain, cloud seeding is going to do nothing. You can't make it rain more when it's already hosing down. Okay. And the poor idiot that wants to fly through that really needs to smoke a serious Zol beforehand. No. I know a lot of people got excited over that, but the rain has poured down many times before in the past in KwaZulu-Natal without the help of anything. It can do it just fine. Nature is very much able to screw us over if it wants to. You don't need to add technology to it. Okay. Audrey, that's funny. Talking about Brian, when last have I done something like that? Sure. But thanks for joining. We're still over 170 people watching. Thank you very much. Those of you that can join as members, I see there's many members here in the chat. When you become a member, you get a little blue 00 days icon next to your name, and you go green. So there's most of the comments here are from members. When I spoke to Uncle Rob about the price for the membership, because it's something that's been discussed for a while when people have asked for it. Because I said there's many things I don't want to discuss because I don't want to put it out on a public platform. So some people said, but if we have a membership section and you just charge a small fee, that'll sift that out. A lot of people won't just let go of $59.99 a month. If they actually don't like what you're doing or they're not interested in what you have to say. So that made sense, and it's actually worked. So they've been right. And Uncle Rob said, what the cost of a cup of coffee, a good cup of coffee? And he said that should be fair. So that is literally what it is per month, is the cost of a good cup of coffee. And then I get 55% of that, which makes a huge difference. That's before tax, because VAT gets taken off, and the YouTube 30% fee. And they do a very good job of administering everything. So please don't pay the amount into my bank account. I can't do anything with that. It has to be done via YouTube. So you must make sure that your bank card is authorized for internet transactions from your bank. It's a permission that you have to give, and then you'll be able to do it. And I mean, it's as secure as anything. No one has been screwed over by it. The only way that you could get into any trouble, if you don't have money in your bank account, it'll just default. And they're not going to come after you or anything like that. So you can't get into trouble. Oh, One last bit of info I want to give you, okay? And the members will probably understand this better than anyone else. Coast is still alive. That's all I want to say. Coast is still alive. Okay. So thanks a lot for joining. Are there some of you that understand what I meant by that? Any of you that understand what I meant by that? Anybody? Yebo, Darwin, okay. Edrich, okay. Okay, Yaku, when I speak to the people on Monday, I will clarify to the members, okay? I will spell it out in detail to the members. I don't want to do it in a public platform. And that's all I wanted to say is Coast is still alive. And people that understand what that means will understand many of the things I've told people to prepare for. Yeah. Think of pigment, people. Think of pigment. Okay. But Monday, I'll spell it out to the members. Derek, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Thanks so much for coming into this live stream. Please share it with your friends and family. This is probably the last video for the month. But yeah, go do some more research. But please, the last document of the SEC that I've given you, go and read through that. It's going to take you some time, but that is South Africa's feedback to the central banks of the world, the central banking system. It is shocking that we have to do that. But there you will get everything about us and our ambitions, our plans, and everything. Way above what the media is going to tell you. Okay. You concerned South African, I said that Coast is still alive. Concerned South African. So that's what I said. Coast is still alive. Okay. But that document flip, maybe I should give you the link to that thing. Yeah, in the stream. No. I just want members to have it. Sorry, I almost forgot. So please, the members, please go and work through that. It's very important that you get a very good feel yourself, not because I said so or someone else said so. You'll see it yourself, and then you can keep on tracking that. Save it as one of your important links on your phone, laptop, or whatever, and go and look back there and see what is happening. What new documents are available? What are they conkling with? It's all there. Okay, Lona, you remember? So Monday night, tune in. I'm going to speak to the members Monday evening. We'll talk about why Coast is still alive. Okay. Okay, Marlene. Nice to see you. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye now. Thanks all for joining in. I just wanted to clear all of that up. Just remember, Darwin, that companies that need funding or help from the SEC, they also do reporting to the SEC. So you'll see the banks report to the SEC via our Reserve Bank. They all answer to the same freaking place, the Rothschilds. When I tell people the Rothschilds still run the world, they think it's a joke. They think the Pope runs the world. Shame peace. He's just one of the 300 members of the Committee of 300. That's all the Pope is. It doesn't mean that he doesn't play an important role or have a large influence over the people that he has influence over. But yeah, have a great evening, everyone. Bye-bye.